Never thought I'd be so happy to catch my ex-wife cheating. I'm not even sure if this qualifies as revenge. I think it does, but I'll let the public be the judge. First off, this story occurred many years ago. Let me give you a rundown of the laws around divorce where we lived at the time. Both parties need to agree to the divorce unless one party can prove the other party is at fault. This would mean something akin to cheating. There are also other reasons, but cheating falls into this. Now I honestly shouldn't have married my ex-wife, but I was young, dumb, full of cum. She was pretty and I did what I did. So after our first year of marriage I came to the conclusion I wanted to end our marriage. It wasn't working out for many reasons. However, my ex-wife did not want to divorce. Her life was better being married to me than without me, and I think she was trying to hold on to that. But there was no love. My ex-wife set a price of $100,000 to agree to a divorce. This does happen here, where if one party wants a divorce and the other doesn't, the party that doesn't want the divorce comes up with a cash payment they want and you negotiate from there. Now I didn't have $100,000, I could get about $25,000, and I was willing to pay that. Also, we had no kids, we didn't own anything together etc. We spent a long time going back and forth over money and how much I'd pay her to divorce me. She finally agreed. I was thrilled. I was so happy. I decided I would go out and celebrate, and that night the stars aligned. Now, to give you an idea of utterly lucky I am about to get, we lived in a city about the size of Chicago, many millions of people, lots of places to go. My friend took me to a new bar in a part of the city I had never been to before. We celebrated, we had a good time. I walk out the bar around 2:30 a.m. and it was like Christmas. There was my wife, with another man. I had a hunch she was cheating on me, and I was so happy. She was heading for a taxi and I ran and got into a taxi behind her and told the cab driver to follow them. Much to my enjoyment, the taxi was clearly going to my house. She gets out, I pull out the camera and I get a few pictures of kissing this man. Once I get the photos I immediately email them to my work account to protect them, and I get out the car and I approach the two lovebirds. I introduce myself, I thank the kind gentleman, and I make one request. If they want to have sex, don't have sex in my house, but that's all. I then hand her lover my business card. I thank him for all the money he's saved me and tell him if he ever wants to go grab a beer I'd be happy to buy him a few rounds. I then wish the two lovebirds all the best and go upstairs and head to bed. To say my ex-wife was livid was understatement. However, the next morning she pointed out something, and I have no idea how strong her agreement could be in a courtroom, but it did concern me. She said since we already agreed to divorce, it wasn't really cheating. And I would still have to pay her. Well, that afternoon I get a phone call. It's my ex-wife boyfriend. He apologized for sleeping with my ex-wife. I told him no worries. He then said he'd like to talk to me. We agree to meet up and we do. Turns out he had previously been cheated on, and apparently my ex-wife lied to him about his relationship status. She said we were waiting for our divorce to be finalized, which was not true, and that she didn't live with me anymore, which was not true. He also asked me if I had sex with her in the last 6 months, and I said I did. Turns out their relationship had began about 6 months prior and they were sexually active with each other. And she told him she wasn't having sex with anyone, especially me. Whoops. I asked him if he had any documentation of them dating and he goes yeah. He ended up sending me all the pictures he took of them together, some of which included him kissing her etc. He also sent me numerous screenshots of text messages between her and him, some of which included her clearly lying about her relationship status with me. I put all of this in a folder, and backed it up to numerous places to include a USB drive which I hide in my office at work in case she found a way to delete the data, which she never did. I then went to my ex-wife and I had a sit down with her. I went over the mountain of evidence I had against her. Option A, she agreed to a non-contested divorce. I will give her 30 days to move out, she gets nothing from me and I get nothing from her. Option B, I get a lawyer and I sue the living crap out of her, get a massive judgment against, still get my divorce, and saddle her with a ton of debt for the rest of her life. She agreed to the non-contested divorce. That was on a Saturday. That Monday we went to the courthouse filled for divorce. This started her 30 days. I shacked up with my buddy so I could be out of her way. We had a court hearing a few weeks later. Judge made it clear we were doing a non-contested divorce. Once he stamps the divorce decree we have to report this to City Hall and our divorce will be finalized. Us not having kids or property make it quick and easy. We both agreed, we both signed. Judge stamped the documents. I eagerly grabbed my divorce decree and rushed to City Hall to report my divorce and wham, bam, thank you ma'am, I was a free man. I actually ended up becoming friends with the guy that was banging my wife and we still talk today. Although over COVID-19 pandemic our relationship got distant, but not because of a falling out or anything, just not talking to each other. Thank you for listening and please subscribe to the channel for more content like this.